All right, everyone, we're just about ready to get started, so I'm going to go ahead and kick off this next webinar. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I appreciate it. I know how busy your days are, so I do appreciate you dialing in and logging in. Hopefully, you've been coming back for more and more of our webinars. We'd love to have you. I think we're actually going to try and produce even more webinars and maybe even shorten the length of them to get everybody to be able to make some time in their busy schedules. But thank you so much. So we're just about on the hour, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So today's webinar is Teamwork Makes the Dream Work, Teams and Project Together at Last. So my name is Laura Crawford. I'll be presenting today. And thank you again for joining. A little bit about me. I have over 8 years experience using Microsoft PPM. And I've been using this tool, we live, eat, and breathe in this tool. So I submit a timesheet every week. I create projects in Microsoft Project, and I publish them to Project Online. I update them, I track my issues and risks, etc. So we truly use the tool. So because we use it, we're really able to help our customers and our clients answer their questions and provide best practices advice to them. So love to have you reach out to me afterwards. Feel free to link in with me, and also email us at any time, info@ppmworks.com. We'd love to hear from you. This way we can reply to any questions that you might have concerning today's webinar. We also record our webinars as well. So if you'd like to have a recording, please reach out to us. All right, so why PPM Works? Well, we're a gold Microsoft certified partner. It takes a lot to achieve that. We have to have a competent staff that sits for all the Microsoft exams when they release them. I myself am certified in all the project and project server configuration exams from 2007, 2010, 2013, and 2016. We've also even helped to write those exams as well. Microsoft has reached out to us, and a few of us on the team have actually helped write the previous exams. Okay, so our philosophy, we really do truly believe in honesty, integrity, and dedication. I was actually with a client just yesterday, and one of the things that she said to me that really struck a chord was, this is just the beginning of a long-lasting relationship, and we really appreciate, everything that you've done for us so far, and we truly chose PPM Works because we were looking for a partnership and a business partner that would be with us for years to come. So that was a great thing to hear. All right, so our learning objectives for today. I'm going to demonstrate Microsoft Teams for you, and at the end of today's session, you should be able to create a new team, add members to the team, add some channels, create some meetings, and I'll also show you a few other options that are in there as well. So hopefully you're excited to learn about this. It is pretty cool features. So let's go ahead and jump in. So I'm going to start out with just an overview of Microsoft Teams. I'll discuss and read through some of these slides here, point out some things, and then we're going to demo. All right, so if you do have questions, it's really difficult for me to monitor the chat or the Q&A section while I'm demonstrating, but at the very end, I promise to save some time to answer any questions that you may have. All right, so feel free to type in your questions. And also I realized too that a lot of times you go through this and you're listening and you may even be trying to follow along, but after the session ends, you may say, oh, now I'm going to jump in there and try this, and you have a question about something because you remember I showed it to you, but just not quite sure how to get to it. Go ahead and give us an email. Remember again, info@ppmworks.com, and we'd be happy to help you out. All right. All right, so what is Microsoft Teams? It's a digital hub that brings conversations, content, and apps together in one place. It is a chat-based workspace, and it is designed to generate ideas freely. So if you can think of teams that might be not necessarily in the same building, we all know that now we're spread out. You may have teammates that are in Europe, in Asia, halfway around the world, and it gives everybody an opportunity to be able to come together and create and generate these ideas very organically and quickly, very quickly collaborate. So it is a pretty cool, it's a very, it's got some great new features that I think, one of the things also that I know a lot of you that are on the call are probably looking at this from a business perspective, but they're actually introducing and doing a lot within the school systems as well, getting these younger kids involved and showing them how to successfully collaborate and share ideas. So it's gaining a lot of traction in schools as well. All right, so this is some of the details of teams. You know, if you're worried about, well, how many members can I put on a team, or how many owners can there be that own a team? You can see you can have up to 2,500 members, 100 owners. So if you're worried about limitations as far as that, I think that probably meets your concerns or your needs there. All right, so what's the difference between owners and why would I need 100 owners? Well, as the owner of a team, I have full control. So I can add members, I can remove members, I can delete the team if I needed to, and I also can add apps and modify the team settings. So any owner can do that. So even though I create the team, I may assign or appoint a few people on my team to be owners as well. All right, so when the team's created, a group is also created in Office 365. And if you know anything about groups, I always say groups is the glue in Office 365, all right, because there's a lot that comes with a group. You have some permissions that are in place that help you get to everything that you need within the team. So when you create that group, that also includes a shared Outlook inbox and calendar as well. And also a SharePoint site with a document library. So that SharePoint library is accessible to everybody on that team. You also get a OneNote notebook, which is very helpful for taking notes and meeting minutes. And right from OneNote, you can even email the page out. So you're jotting away, taking your notes and your action items, and then you hit email page, and it goes out to all of the participants that were on your meeting. You can also link with Planner, which is a lightweight project management tool where you can assign tasks to others using Planner. So now, if you already have an Office 365 group established, go ahead and activate teams within your existing group. You don't want to create a new team outside of that group, only because it may be confusing for users because they do have an Outlook inbox already and a SharePoint site. So you want to make sure that everybody is clear on which location to go to. So if you already have a group that you'd like to use, just activate teams within that group. All right, from a security measure or point, it is Microsoft's global hyperscale cloud, so it's compliant with HIPAA as well as others as well. So you can see that there's quite a bit of security in place, so you are safe and sound. This is just a quick overview of some use case scenarios. It could be a sales team. We do use Teams for sales here to monitor our pipeline. So if we have a win, we can share it quickly, or if we need to communicate with the team some updates or some tasks that we need to accomplish before a demo or a sales call, we can quickly communicate with everyone. All right, so what does Teams provide? It does provide a threaded persistent chat, which is nice. You can also have a private one-on-one conversation or a group conversation. You can also add these emoji stickers or GIFs if you wanted to. If you're not a fan of that, you actually can turn it off as the owner of the team. You can turn those off if you think they're not productive. I think they're fun. I think they kind of keep it light and exciting and engaging, keep everybody motivated and in their happy place. And then also you can have mobile voice with video calling and email integration. So lots going on there. So as I said earlier, it is a collaboration hub where you can meet with your team to update or review any upcoming things that you're working on. But you can see here from the menu bar, the quick launch menu bar on the left-hand side, there's it starts with activity. All right, so activity is where you can see app mentions. You can also reply to notifications from there. So if I had any activity, if I had any app mentions or notifications, I would see a red number there in a circle that would alert me, and I'd be able to quickly go and see who's looking for me and what I need to do. From chat, I can see all my one-on-one chats as well as group chats. They are threaded conversations, so you have everything from the very beginning. So if you ever had to go back and review, if you're unsure of something that was discussed prior, you can certainly, it maintains that history in the thread, so you can go back and review that. All right, so teams is where I would go to see all the teams that I'm on. So I could be on multiple teams. It's not necessarily just one. So I can create multiple teams for depending upon what we're all working on. But that's where I would go to see all of my teams. And meetings is going to display my calendar. All right, and from there I can quickly schedule meetings with other team members as well. All right, and then files, you're going to see all of your uploaded or stored files there as well. So great place for you to be able to see any documents that the team needs access to. Maybe you're collaborating together on some of those as well. So it gives you quite a bit of different components. Again, activities, quick app mentions that notify people, being able to chat and have that persistent thread for history, being able to see all the teams that you're on, being able to schedule meetings, whether they're impromptu or for future meetings, and seeing your calendar and your documents as well. Oh, I think I went too far. There we go. All right. Okay, so from chat, you can start a private chat. You just select the new chat icon, and then in the in the to box, you start typing the name of the person. All right. You can either compose a message or not, and then you can also add somebody else to the group chat as well. So you can add additional people. You can start a video or an audio call. So if you prefer to do face-to-face chats, you certainly have that option as well. All right, and you can also make chats a favorite to bring it right to the top there. All right, so, and you can also rename a group chat as well if you needed to. What's good about starting a chat with someone and then adding other people is that, well, we'll talk about it a little bit later too, but it's nice in that the previous conversation does not necessarily is not shared with the person that you add, but going forward, that person would be privileged to anything that you're discussing from that point on. So I think that's actually a pretty cool feature within the chat. So teams, we're going to jump into a demo in just a moment, but you can easily create a new team. All right, you can add members to that team as well. You can make it either a private team or public. The difference between the two is public means that it's open and visible to anybody in your organization, where private, they have to be listed or named on the team in order to be able to access the team site and the chat and all the other features that are in there. So public opens it up for everybody, so anybody can join or jump in on a meeting or a call, add their 2 cents, if you will. Whereas for private, they need to be invited to that. All right. All right. So let's go ahead. Now within Teams, you also have the ability to add channels. So channels just gives you a way to organize content, all right, and use specific tools for different events. So let's say I have, let's say I'm planning a sales seminar, and we're having it at a specific location. So the team might be the sales seminar team, but within that, maybe I have somebody that's working on the logistics, that's securing the place where we're going to have everything. And then I have a marketing team that's publicizing all this information. And then maybe I have a technical team that's creating the content of what we're going to deliver. All right, so I can create 3 separate channels within there so that we can organize the people that are right for those specific areas and make sure that our content and what they need access to is organized in a more concise manner. So you actually can create additional channels within a team. So that's very helpful, I think. All right, so we can create a channel, we can create a favorite channel as well. We can also follow channels so that if anything is updated, I get an alert on all activities as well. and then also emailing. So if I get an email address, I can email the channel from Outlook as well. All right. All right, we can also add apps. We'll talk about this in a moment, but when you're in the actual team site, there are apps that you can actually add as well. So you can go to the store and you can also look for different apps to add to your team so that increase your collaboration efforts there. Now you do have to be an owner to be able to do that. You have to be able to access manage team in order to do that. So only owners can add apps to the team. Others that are just been invited to participate would not be able to update or edit your team. Meetings, this is a really cool feature too. You can schedule a meeting right within the team site or the channel. What's great about scheduling within the team channel too is that you have all that persistent thread in there as well. So it's actually keeping a record of everything that's in there. So you can actually invite everybody if you wanted to, or you can also make it more of a private meeting and you're only inviting a select few people. If you're doing the meeting within the channel though, what's nice about that is if someone sees that a meeting is taking place, they can actually access that meeting and jump on in. So you can start a meeting with someone and be working, collaborating on something, and maybe my teammate Cindy sees that I'm working with Jenny on something and she has a break and she says, oh, you know, they're meeting. This is a great opportunity for me to discuss something that we have coming up. I'm going to go ahead and jump in that meeting. So they're able to do that. All right, so also video meetings. So right from within a conversation, you can actually click on the Meet Now. So you don't necessarily just have to schedule a meeting. There's always a Meet Now. And you also can do the video as well. So if you wanted to do a video meeting, you can quickly and easily quickly meet with your team. Oh, wrong way, sorry about that. All right, so tabs. When you first create a new team, everybody gets the conversation, files, and wiki tab. All right, so those are the tabs over here in the blue. And those are there by default. All right, so you can add additional tabs to that if you need to. But the conversation tab, this is where you have conversations with your team and you can view all of your conversations. Your files tab is where you can view, upload, and share your documents. All right, so that's where all your documents are. And also your SharePoint library, you can click directly to go to that SharePoint library directly if you needed to. And wiki, this is where you can take notes. So if you wanted to take meeting notes, create those app mentions for your team members, or edit any content or draft it in real time, that's what the wiki tab is useful for. All right, so the conversation tab, you can start a conversation. All right, and then you can reply to a conversation. It's very easy. It's just like when you're using IM, if you're using Skype or anything like that already, it just gives you another opportunity. The benefit to this, again, why would I be doing this within Teams and not just Skyping people, is I don't know about you, but there's been times when I've been on a Skype call and I've asked some questions and I've gotten some answers, and 10 minutes later, or a week later, I can't remember what I was told. Now I can go to my Outlook and I can go to conversation history, and then I have to scroll through pages and pages of Skype conversation to find the link that someone shared with me or the information that I was looking for. Whereas in here, I have all that in my team, so I can see it. I don't have to go searching for it. There is a threaded message that I can quickly get to and read through, a little bit easier than having to go through your Skype conversations. All right, and now your Files tab, this is where you can upload files in here as well. So makes it very easy for you to upload files. You can also open them in SharePoint if you needed to, so you can go directly to the SharePoint library as well and open them from there too. All right, so very easy for you to create new documents from here and also upload existing documents to your team. The Wiki tab is used for taking notes and drafting. All right, so you can edit content in real time. So this is an example of what you can do. You can share photos and say, hey, what about this? Does everybody agree on this? And then take notes. No, I don't like that. Let's change some things up, etc. So very easy for you to communicate and collaborate right there with your team and draft information quickly. All right, so custom tabs, when you want to add a tab, you can see here that you can connect to quite a bit. You might want to add OneNote. I would add Power BI because I work a lot with Power BI. So I think it's great to add a Power BI tab to your team so that you can share reports very quickly in one place. All right, and then this is just a sample of some Power BI reports that you can add once you've added that tab. I'll show you from within the tool. All right, you can also add OneNote. We can take a look at this as well. That's nice because then OneNote syncs. If you already have an existing OneNote, though, it's really hard. You might have to somewhat copy and paste or merge to another section to create it here. But once you've gone ahead and created it from here, then again, you can quickly take meeting notes, action items, etc. while you're meeting, and it's extremely, extremely helpful. All right, so we'll talk about bots when I show you the demonstration as well. But there, you can have a chat with a bot, and it's designed to give you helpful, useful information. So if you have a question or you're not sure how to do anything, the bots are there to help you. So let's go ahead and jump into the demo and take a look at Teams. So let me open up my site here. All right, so I do have a team site already open in another window, but I thought it would also be nice if I showed you how to get there. So if you are using Project Online, this is my Project Online demo environment. So if you too are using Project Online, the way that you locate or access some of the apps that you have with Office 365 is this Apple Waffle launcher. Sorry about that. So where my cursor is right now, you'll see that it sometimes is called a waffle. The real technical term is App Launcher, and if I go ahead and click on this, you'll see why. It's going to list all of my apps here. It does, however, look like a waffle, so I do understand. So I can see the apps up here that I may want to go ahead and open up and connect to. But if I expand all apps, this is where I'm going to find Teams. Oh, there it is. I didn't have to even scroll down. So if I select Teams, it's going to bring me to Teams from here. Or at least it should. I'm not sure what I just clicked on a moment ago. I think I clicked on it. All right. I think it's getting ready to load, but while that's loading, I already had opened it up and previously to starting the webinar. So this is an example. This is the launcher or the links that I was sharing with you, where you can see your activity here. So you'll see app mentions, replies, and other notifications. You can also see chat from here. So if there's any chats that you wanted to take a look at. And this also, you'll see the T-Bot is here. So it is here to help you use Microsoft Teams. Just ask me a question. How do I send a private message? How do I add a team member? So what does it mean to be mentioned or at mention? So the T-Bot that's built into here is here to help you. So it's a user guide that's going to quick and easily help you get started. All right. So if I select Teams, like I said earlier, this is where I'm going to see some of the teams that I am on. If I select Meetings, I'm going to see any meetings that I have scheduled for today as well. And my Files is going to take me to a recent list of files here. All right, so if I have some files loaded up, I'd be able to see those as well. All right, so let me go back to Teams up here. All right, and let's talk about how I even generated these teams here. All right, so I can join or I can create a team. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new team. All right, so when I select join or create a team down here, you'll see that I can go ahead and join one of the teams that's out there that I'm not a member of right now, or I can create my new one. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'm going to give it a team name. So let me say, I'm going to call this Teams Demo. All right. I can give it a description if I needed to. I think I'm pretty good on this. I'm going to make this private. And again, remember I can do private or public. The difference being that public, anyone can join. Private means only team members can add members. All right, so anyone can join means if I was to select teams here and see this listed here, if I'm not on that team and it's a public team, I can go ahead and click on it and join it without asking for to be added to the team. I'll leave it private for now, only because I don't know if I want everybody to get any notifications here. All right, so add members to the Teams demo. So now it's very self-explanatory, as you can see. I can start typing a name, a distribution list if I had to, if I needed to. And I can also, you can add people to groups and distribution lists from your organization. I'm just gonna add, let's say, Cindy. There we go. And I'm gonna add my other good friend, Jenny. Let's see, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and add them to my team. All right, now I can come back and remove them if I needed to, or add them as well. So you can see here that they are members. Now, if I wanted to give them full rights to this site so that they could add channels if they wanted to. So maybe Jenny's working on one thing and she wants to create her own channel, and Cindy's working on a completely different aspect of this demo. I can certainly make them an owner. All right, so, oh, we ran into an issue. All right, well, I guess she's gonna stay a member right now. Oh. Hopefully I won't have problems with her there. Okay, so Jenny and Cindy are now members of my team. I can come back and remove them if I needed to. And I also can come back up here and continue to add new members if I needed to. Now, if I had made this a public group and just invited one or two, that would be okay. I would then be able to, people can just join from my organization. So they'd be able to say, hey, there's a demo, Teams demo. I think I'm going to go ahead and join that. All right, here's those 3 tabs that we saw earlier. So we have conversations, we have files, and we have wiki. All right, so conversations, I don't have any right now, but I can start and certainly get in here. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting Cindy and Jenny in here right now, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Could possibly be my bandwidth. I'm not sure about that. But I also could, within here, create different channels if I wanted to. So if I needed to create additional channels, I can do that as well. All right, so let me just go in here and select the Teams demo. And you can see that I can add members. I can leave the team if I wanted to, but I can also add a channel. So if I wanted to say, let's see, for this one, how about demo content creation? We'll do that. All right, so if I need a description, it's optional. I can favorite for the whole team if I wanted to. I'll just go ahead and add that. So you'll see now there's demo content creation here. All right, so let's get the conversation started. So let's go ahead and do an at mention. Let me do at Cindy. There we go. With content creation. All right, so it just goes ahead and IMs her. So if she's not too busy, she might actually see this right now and reply back to me. All right, and I have a persistent thread here so I can track all the conversations that I have with her. So that's pretty neat. It's one place where I can see everything that's happening and going on. And I can create additional channels if I needed to besides this. So I could create one that maybe Jenny is involved in as well. So it depends on how much I have, what the need is in organizing channels for my team. So right now I'm good with that. If I wanted to upload a file here, I can do that. Let's just see. let's see if I can upload my, let me go back here. Nah, I'm not going to be able to find it quickly. I was going to go ahead and upload my slides for this webinar, but I can go ahead and click on this and upload those there. All right, or I can go to SharePoint and go directly to the SharePoint site where these files will be located and download or upload from there as well. All right, so very quick, and it's very easy to manage what you need for your team. So one place to see all the conversations, all the activity, the conversations, and the files that you have going on here as well. All right, and there's that wiki page as well if you want to use this. So I can come in here and you'll see that I can start typing away if I wanted to, so I can add additional sections here and start typing, and I could upload pictures or whatever I needed to. So that's all within here on the wiki. Now, if I select the plus sign here, you'll see that I can add additional tabs up top. So as I said earlier, conversation, files, and wiki are the three defaults. I can come in here and I can add Power BI. All right, so I'll wait for that. And I can actually select a Power BI report. So let me see one of these. That's, I think, is a pretty good one. I always rename these, so I'm trying to think. I think it's going to be this one that I like. So I'm going to go ahead and save that one. And what it's going to do is when someone clicks on the Power BI tab, they're going to have the Power BI report accessible. All right. Let's see if it's going to save here. Unable to save. Oh man, I'm having all sorts of issues today. Let me just see, let me exit out of here and see if it even did it. Okay, so it created my Power BI. Let's see if it goes ahead and loads my report though. I was saying it was having some trouble, so you might not be able to see that. Oh, and I clicked too many times, so look, I added more than one. So I'm gonna need to get rid of one of these. All right, so here you go. So your team, if you have reports and you want to publish a weekly status report that you want to include on this site, you can add your Power BI tab here. All right, and then you can have these reports displaying. So it could have different reports in here as well. All right, so it could have, and you can see that this particular report does have different tabs below, depending upon the data or the information that I want to see here. All right, so that's an example of the Power BI, and I'll go ahead and click on this just one more time so we can take a look and see what else is out here. All right, so you can see how you can connect to a lot of different apps here that are not necessarily, Microsoft. All right, so Jira, if you wanted to connect to Jira, that's usually a popular one as well. All right, so anything that you think would enhance or help your collaboration with your team, you could go ahead and add a tab from here. Or you can also search for tabs. If you don't see one here, you can search and see if there's one that exists out there that you can add. All right, so very, very easy, as you saw, to create a new team, to create channels, to invite people to the team, and then to actually add some additional tabs up here, depending upon what you think would benefit your team. So now, if I go to meetings, you'll see here that I can go ahead and schedule a meeting. All right, so I can go ahead and I can say, let's say, webinar schedule review. Oh, if I could spell, that would be nice. Right? Schedule review. All right, and I'm going to start this on Friday morning. And I don't think anyone's going to join me that late. So let me change this to, oh goodness, I'm trying to scroll through my date. All right, let me go and say, let me make this AM. That would make more sense. There we go. All right, 9:30 a.m. works for me through 10 a.m. Perfect. All right, and now I can add the details. All right, I'm going to say this is a demo. Of course, your meetings are going to have much more content in here, but I'm going to keep that there. So I can actually select a channel to meet into. Again, why would I select a channel if I wanted to? Well, because if I came down here, let's see. Whoop, that didn't go very well. If I wanted to select a channel, all the meeting content would be stored in that specific channel as well. All right, so you'll see down here, this is a Microsoft Teams online meeting. Everyone can join online. So if I only invite, let's say, Cindy here, all right, and I schedule this meeting, what will happen is Cindy and I will meet and join, get started on Friday. But if Jenny happens to see that this meeting is taking place on Friday and she wants to hop on, she can. She doesn't have to receive an email invite or anything like that. She'll be aware of that, and it'll make it nice and easy for her. So let me also see. Okay, so we already did app mentions for Cindy. So when Cindy logs in to her team site, her activity here will have a little indicator that'll let her know that she has she's been either received a notification of some sort. So she can quickly go in there and take a look and see who's requesting information from her. All right, so again, that's why I like these meetings as well. They can be impromptu meetings. So if you are having a conversation with somebody as well, you can have a meet now. All right, so I can go ahead and select meet now and have a video conference with everybody. All right, so very quick to get everybody up and running and getting everybody into a meeting. So if you had some questions about a document that was in there where you needed some quick answers before, you can imagine how sales teams would take advantage of this. You have a sales presentation and you have some questions and you really need some help getting some content together quickly, this would be a great way to do that. Go ahead and click meet now and say, hey guys, this is what I'm looking for and this is what I need help with. All right, so you can see how chat-based, definitely chat-based, right? So a lot of ability to communicate quickly with your team, but also, again, having the history of all that information in one spot, having all the files that you need, having your meeting schedules in here. Excuse me. One thing I did not mention that I failed to mention was that when you do schedule a meeting, it'll appear on my calendar here, but it also appears in Outlook. So in Outlook, I would have a meeting request as well. All right, so if I didn't have Teams open and I wasn't paying any attention to this, my Outlook calendar will also display that meeting invite as well. All right, okay, so covered quite a bit. You can see that it is very easy to create a team in here. I encourage you to give it a try. Start using the tools that Microsoft has given all of us. Again, I access Teams from there was a Waffle app launcher here from my Project Online homepage, and then just expand all apps, and that will give you all the apps that you have access to within your organization and give you the ability to start using them. Teams is a great one. Planner is another one that I think you might be interested in. All right, so don't be afraid to start using these. All right, so get in there, start using them. They're great tools that Microsoft has put a lot of effort into creating for everyone, and I think that they are there and designed to help you quickly communicate with everyone in your organization or just within a specific channel of a team. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I typically do stop the recording at this point so that we can start answering some questions. In the past, I have found that if I keep the recording going, people are a little bit more shy about typing questions in the Q&A. I do want to thank you again. Again, my name is Laura Crawford. Feel free to reach out to me, link in with me. Before I do add the end it, let me just go ahead and let me just skip on down to the last page here. All right, so feel free to link in with me, excuse me, or go to our site at ppmworks.com. We do have blogs. I encourage you to check out our blogs and subscribe to those. That is a great source of information for you. Helpful. Anytime a customer has a question, and I think it's a great question that I hear quite a bit, I'll go ahead and create a blog about it. And as a matter of fact, one of my customers asked a question and I said, yeah, let's go to my site and PPM Works and I'll show you. We do have a link with instructions for that. And they saw the blog that I created for a question that they had just asked me last week. And I said, yep, there you go. Thank you for the content. I appreciate it. But it's there for your, to answer questions, troubleshooting, if there's any bugs or known fixes or workarounds, certainly go there and source out our information. All right, and also check out our upcoming webcasts. All right, we'd love to have you back. Join us again. We're trying to create new content all the time to keep you engaged and happy and eager for more. All right, so thanks again for your time. I appreciate it. I know how busy everybody is.